Nature has a funny way of teaching us lessons without being loud about it. Subtle ways, from the thickening air to the poisoned rains and vanishing fish. So much can change from our collective actions, yet the river still flows one way in the end. You go with the flow, everything becomes easy. Trade-off being, you ain't really in any kind of control. People try their entire lives to trick themselves into thinking otherwise. Yet the river itself is strong, wide, fast, and destructive. Merciless at times. Little movements here and there are the most control we really have over anything. Splashing around, none the wiser, till it's all too late, and we go tumbling over the edge together. Even the common criminals around here make it big. Especially if they're toting a solid skill set and know how to hold an edge over the competition. The big guys and corps have the jobs, and the little guys slink along, picking up scraps till they can be worth the proper steak cuts. Some of us are a little past that, but only a little. Still working for the corps in the end, even if it's freelance. Far higher risk, far higher reward. Business this side of the dime eventually becomes more about taking the right jobs, rather than simply staying alive. Sometimes we'll see the rush coming, apply enough pressure and plant our feet, hoping to stand against the current. Just a matter of time before the endless flow of the water returns us to the stream. We know it. We still fight for control all the same. No matter how many signs we receive, and in any number of ways, the river never changes. Housing this far off the beaten path is just math. The area was by no means nice, just less in the spotlight. Though, that meant a little noise now and then. The slingings, beatings, and territory plays were daily. Typical even. They'd get especially loud from time to time, even lethal. That was just how it went. Another spoke on the city's wheels, doing what it'd do naturally in New Houston. Round and round. You know, the skies are always shaded with a cloud cover out here. Locals tend to agree it's some omen about the future. God's ironically clear-cut response to the actions of our fellow man. Omens and the wrath of God are just coping explanations to simple matters. The sky's fogged because we're all swimming in the modern American dream out here. Nothing puzzling about it at all. It's just nature. The walk home that night wasn't special either. Down the same old decrepit streets, towards that cheap heap I call home. Of course, I could have planted my feet anywhere in the city, even in the high-rises next door to the CEOs with the gold-plated floors. What kind of asshole walks on gold? Anyway, I preferred somewhere closer to home. The stains I represent in my line of work shouldn't be slumming it with the men who never get their hands dirty. Abide near the people drawing eyes. You draw eyes. That said, the corpos hardly set foot out here, let alone leave a watchful eye to take notes. There's never anything to note. Anything, other than the typical, was a unicorn of a day. And if I knew how special the day was, I might have dressed differently for my last errands, given how long my unicorn of a day was about to become. Worst part of any night is when your last few minutes walking home turn into an ordeal. This would be the third war this year. Hopefully the bangers don't make too much of a mess. Ugh, messy. I think I recognized her. Now that is far too much gunfire for just a hit. How the hell
did these slingers get their hands on one of these?
Didn't have a weapon on him. The gunfire still popping off above. Likely means this poor guy just has terrible luck. Empty. Our local gang left weapons around wherever, even without the current commotion. Yeah, I'll definitely need to check with Owl. Maurice Pagano. I was never particularly pleased with another accountant moving into my little haven, but over time, the guy proved neutral and useful. Stayed on the first floor, near a main exit. I preferred a little more distance from the beaten path, where he saw an exit on the ground floor. I saw a lack of options. Here we are. Pagano, you around?
Eli, still alive, eh?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I just got in. You know, to all this noise.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of a mess. Little more than a gang war, to be honest.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Any whistles?
None. They passed by my room. They're blocking both stairwells. Otherwise, this floor is untouched.
Think they want you to stay out of it?
That's what's strange. Neither of us bother the gangs, right?
On neutral terms with them. I did see our neighborhood queen go over the edge on my way up, though.
She had this whole place in her pocket. That's a pretty big move. Fences must be to make sure our new tenants keep the advantage.
Rags couldn't afford those fences. Might be stolen.
Eli, my gut tells me you need to be careful. You at least know it's not a blacklisting, obviously.
Yeah, I was wondering. If it is for me, it's in-house.
Right. Or redlisting. What company would, though?
I'd have to think about that. Haven't pissed any of them off lately, as far as I know.
Orale, you could, walk away. Recon a bit. Just in case.
Unfortunately not. Got some sensitive whispers stashed up there. Plus the gear.
Right, that fancy armor of yours. I assume you remember where my main stash is? Hit it. Take anything you need.
Understood. Best you lay low for now.
Esperes, if this is worst case, they might have intel on my main. But I have a second one hidden in the elevator shaft on this side of the building. Should be able to get to the maintenance room from downstairs and access it.
Around the fence? They wasted their Akron.
Or stole it for nothing.
You really think they shopped your stash?
I wouldn't put it past them. If it's just a war, they could use the firepower. Traditions and consequences be damned.
Poor decision-making under duress. Fair enough. I guess it's time to find out.
Good hunting. Anything else comes up, I'll line ya.
Appreciated. Alright. First, the stash. Ah, shit. Maybe I can slip these guys.
That sounded close. I felt it move! Reloading. Take the flank. I'm on his side. Eyes on the target. Contact. Move.
Ah, shit. Maybe I can slip these guys. Everything. Touching an accountant's stash wasn't illegal per se. More so just tradition, seeped in blood. Some of us reacted harshly to our precious belongings being tampered with, and the rest of us didn't nip that in the bud, so it became taboo. Funny how that works. There it is. Not much ammo. That's... the hell? Fane. I had absolutely no idea why Fane's men would be here. Were they responding to the gang war? Or near an asset? That didn't make sense. The company had zero interest in this location, as far as I was aware. And they wouldn't be happy some banger caught one of theirs with a lucky round to the throat. Best I listen in, before anything gets too complicated.
Update status, Bravo.
Yeah, we're still cleaning up floor 3. No changes to report.
All right. Make sure to check the center as well. Rats might be crawling on the balconies down there.
Roger. We'll go have a look.
Not too happy about often Fane's ops. But they know the job's ruthless.
I'm getting dizzy.
People got lost in this maze enough as it was. Part of what I liked about the place. Not only was it far off, you managed to work your way in the door. You just hit hallway after hallway. Place was built for numbers, not for quality of life. fuck is this? Why? Clean skin and tags? They didn't care who was a civvy and who was actually shooting back at him. These shitbags just wiped them all out.
Ow! Darts? So sleepy.
Long enough. I owned both apartments in that corner. Left the latter a little unrenovated and empty looking. Didn't even take that long to set up. Acre 12 refers to the chemical compounds that generate the sudden burst of energy for the nitro capsule solution. Normally, it's extremely volatile. I don't know what they did to make these civvy versions more tame than the military ones. Adrena. Someone glanced over my desk without knowing better. They'd think I use this stuff to get slowed down and drowsy, like any other civvy. Huh. The irony. A suit locker could have been a bit more secure, maybe. Definitely got to look into improving that. Two O-medical syringes. This stuff has saved my skin countless times. Plugs holes within seconds. Plus a cocktail of painkillers and a pinch of adrenaline. That said, it doesn't last particularly long. Within half a day or so, without proper treatment, those wounds slip open again. Best get to a hospital after. Motherfucker.
Hey, there's a few of you on response on targets 4. All squads check in. Respond immediately. Exterior, all quiet. Charlie here. We're halfway through the doubling back. No action here. Floor 6 still has some resistance. No sign of Talon.
And there it was. Total confirmation. Betrayal of some sort? I couldn't be sure. If a red list on me came across Charles' desk, I'd like to think he'd at least contact me before stamping it. God damn it. That's a landmine scenario. No time to consider that. Need to get some distance first.